Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. So today we are studying Sylvia Plath's Stings. So this happens to be a poem regarding bees, beehive, their nectar, their traditions about queen bee. So Sylvia Plath had been inspired by the concept of bees, and in many of her works, she has discussed them. So this is third in the row, like third in the same series of bee poems. Like first one was the bee meeting, then arrival of the bee box, and now the stings. She had seen her father working with bees. He had his interest in them. So Sylvia was a keen observer of that, and she kept observing those doings which were there when the honey was extracted, when bees were kept. So, but here it is not only about bees; it is also about women emancipation. That how a woman is compared with bees, like the narrator is comparing herself with the bees, and also she wants to make her dissimilar from rest of the women of the time. So she believes that enough is enough, and I should now stand by my own like a queen bee, and I should have a rule. So this is about women emancipation, which is without male dominant society, male misogynistic society. So she is standing tall against all these oppressions which have been there on women. So let us go to the text of Stings. This is a 12th stanza poem. So it begins in this way that barehanded I hand the combs, the man in white smiles, barehanded. Our cheesecloth gauntlet, neat and sweet, the throat of our wrists brave lilies, he and I. So here she is making a comparison between the bee man, the beekeeper, and herself. So apparently she is here to get the bee, get the beehive, in fact, the complete set of beehive which contains the hive and the combs and the nectar inside and the bees too. So it's not only honey that she's purchasing or buying. So she says barehanded. So now this is very dangerous task that you're going to bees exposed fully. You're not having any gauntlets on you, any gloves on you. So I hand the comb. So I select one comb. उनमें से एक comb मैं select करती हूँ, and I give the comb to the person. Okay, this is the one I have selected. The man in white smiles. So he is wearing all white suit. That is to dress him up. Barehanded, but his hands are bare. It means like he's not afraid of them. If you have seen beekeepers, they're not afraid of bees, like they understand them. Even मिठाई की shop पे भी expose होता सारा कुछ बैटरी होती है, लेकिन they are used to of it. So our cheesecloth is a fine kind of cloth जिसके अंदर से cheese press करके निकाला जाता है. So and gauntlets जो उसके दस्ताने हैं उसके बने हुए. So उसके जो बने हुए gloves हैं, they are neat and sweet. So they're clear. We are not using them. The throats of our wrists, brave lilies. So हमारी जो wrists हैं, so he's comparing them with lilies since they are exposed. So exposed चीजों पे, exposed flowers पे, we know that bees, they tend to come, they tend to sit and to suck the nectar. So our hands or wrists are like lilies, which are bare, which are white, which are exposed. He and I, like he and I both. हम दोनों का यही हाल है. Have a thousand clean cells between us. Now, what we are having in between, more than 1,000 clean cells of those hives, which छोटे-छोटे सुराख होते हैं, 8 combs of yellow cups. और उसमें बड़े-बड़े combs हैं, बने हुए, यानी जो honeycombs होते हैं. And they seem like yellow cups, जिस तरह के cup भरा होता है किसी yellowish चीज से. So in this way, they're filled with nectar. And the hive itself is a teacup. So now she's comparing the hive with a teacup because teacup, when it is filled to the brim or up to the brim, you need to be very careful while carrying it. And especially it is a teacup, you want it not to break. So you take very good care of it. So in this way, she is taking good care of hive so that it doesn't hit the ground and break itself. White with pink flowers on it. So this is about teacup, जो जिसकी एग्जांपल दे रही है वो. With excessive love, I enameled it. So enameled it, like I gave a coating on it. So enamel का मतलब होता है कि किसी चीज को कोई कलर देना, कोटिंग देना, इन अ वे के डेकोरेट करना किसी चीज को. So वो कह रही कि with excessive love, I enameled it. So I have given it a color, I have painted it, I have given it a coating on it. So the coating is of honey, which is there. So just like she doesn't want a teacup to be broken, in the same way she is taking very good care of the fact कि ये बड़ा नाजुक सा honey, वो जो hive है, that she has to take care. So this may be about like this may be compared to the women or their condition in the present environment. And in the first stanza, when she is trying to make her similar in her appearance with the beekeeper, so she is trying to face the male dominating world. So she is trying to behave the way they are behaving. In a way, if they are on jobs, she wants job. If they have the voting right, so she wants for her too. If they have no check on them, so she wants no check on her too. So in this way, they're being similar in dressings to some extent, gives this hint that the both of them are like she is trying to stand equal to the male society. So thinking sweetness, sweetness. So I'm thinking about that sweetness, about the nectar, about the honey. So that is sweetness of it. And also this is the sweetness when she is remembering that that good time that is yet to come, when she will be equal to men. Brood cells gray as the fossils of shells terrify me. So there also she sees gray shells, gray cells. So those gray cells, which seems the fossils, which seems the leftovers, so they terrify her. Because gray and white, sometimes they're compared to death. So she feels that these cells are aged, and what happens if I am aged? So again, second, when you, apart from women emancipation, the second thing we get out of it is her being afraid कि वो अपनी गुजरती उम्र से डर रही है कि बुढ़ापा आएगा तो मुझ पे क्या होगा. They seem so old, so वो इतने पुराने लग रहे हैं cells कुछ कि इसको डर लगता है. As if you go to buy apples, or 5 apples अगर आप ले रहे हैं, 4 बहुत अच्छे हैं, एक को थोड़ा सा उसको जिसको पंजाबी में काना एप्पल. So it is that way. So वो डरी है उससे. What I am buying, wormy, mahogany. So mahogany is a tree trunk, tree जिसके ऊपर ये लगे होंगे. Wormy वैसे कहते हैं infected with the insect. So wormy यहाँ पे इसका wormy का मतलब है वो जो nectar से भरा हुआ, जिसमें basically bees को वो कह रहा है wormy. So it can have several interpretations. Infested वाला भी इसमें हो सकता है. Full of holes, that is near to our condition kid, which is full of small holes. So when I am buying this hive, जब मैं ये वाला hive खरीद रही हूँ जिसके अंदर इतने ज्यादा सुराख है, taken from mahogany tree, is there any queen at all in it? So am I purchasing the queen? क्या मैं इसमें queen भी खरीद रही हूँ? Like मैंने अगर इतना सा hive लिया तो क्या इसमें queen बैठी हुई है? So she means to say, is she buying for herself a liberty? If she is facing the male community, is that going to do herself any good or not? उसका ये लड़ना, मेहनत, effort बेकार ना जाए. So उसका इसको कोई फायदा भी हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा? Now this one. If there is, she's old. Her wings torn shawls, her long body rubbed of its plush, poor and bare and unequally and even shameful, I stand in a column of winged and miraculous women. So if there is, she is old. So she believes that first of all, I'm tensed whether or not there is any queen bee inside or not. And if she is, so अगर है तो उसका क्या होगा? Her wings torn, she must be old. बूढ़ी हो चुकी होगी अब तक, पर उसके हट चुके होंगे टॉन शॉल्स की तरह, जो कि बूढ़ी औरतें अपने ऊपर लेटती हैं, और जो उसकी लॉन्ग बॉडी है उसके ऊपर से इसके जो flesh है, that must have come to an end. That is a fabric, that is a, यानी उसका outer जो texture है, that may have come to an end. तो वो खत्म हो चुका होगा, यानी अब क्वीन बी की यूथ खत्म हो चुकी होगी, उसका वो जो जवानी का टाइम, ऑर्डर करने का टाइम, रूल का टाइम खत्म हो चुका होगा. Poor and bare and unqueenly and even shameful. So I feel like a poor since I am barehanded and I am not having queenly position, so I am unqueenly and I am even shameful. I stand in a column. Because why is she shameful? Because she is not like Queen Bee. She's not having any rule. She's not equal to men yet. I stand in a column. I stand at a place. And where I live, where I stand is of winged and miraculous women. So he is comparing here rest of the women with bees and herself with Queen Bee. Okay, wo unmiraculous women hai, like they have got nothing so good in them. बहुत ही सुपरफ्लुअस किस्म की लाइफ है उनकी, नॉर्मल किस्म की लाइफ है. हनी ड्रजर्स, तो ड्रजर्स जो कि बड़ा मेहनती होता है, कि जिस तरह मक्खियां सारा दिन शहद उठाती रहती हैं, इसी तरह ये भी औरतें सारा दिन घर के चोर्स वगैरह कामों में लगी रहती हैं. आई एम नो ड्रज, सो आई एम नॉट दैट हार्ड वर्किंग कि मैं घर के कामों में लगी रहूं, पराठे बनाऊं, रोटी बनाऊं, दाल बनाऊं, दही को जाग लगा दूं. Though for years I have eaten dust. So, though for years, अब उसमें कह रहे कि बेशक मैंने बहुत सारे सालों में डस्ट खाई, बहुत सारे सालों में मैंने मेहनत की. डस्ट का यहाँ जो रेफरेंस है, that is biblical reference, that is taken from the scene of Adam and Eve, where snake goes and he like Satan goes and takes form of a snake and he moves through the dust. तो जिल्लत बेसिकली, जिल्लत का है कि कहाँ पे उसका क्या रुतबा होता था, वो डस्ट के अंदर चलता आ रहा है. And then Mary Magdalene का रेफरेंस आता है सेकंड लाइन पे, and dried plates with my dense hair, और मैंने अपने घने बालों से प्लेट्स को भी साफ किया. So Mary Magdalene जो थी, वो उसके बारे में कहा जाता था कि जीसस क्राइस्ट के साथ थी अकॉर्डिंग टू बाइबल, और she was with him all the time and she saw the crucifixion, उसने क्रूसिफिकेशन भी देखी. तो बेसिकली, और उसके बाद का टाइम भी. सो मैरी मैगडलेन वाज द वन जो कि हजरत यानी जीसस अकॉर्डिंग टू बाइबल, जीसस के जो पांव थे उनको धोकर अपने बालों से साफ किया करती थी, खुश किया करती थी. सो इन दिस वे शी सेज कि जिस तरह एक तरह से वो भी एक मेल की खिदमत कर रही थी, तो यहाँ पे मैंने भी एक लंबा अरसा आई हैव सर्व्ड द मेल कम्युनिटी एंड सीन माय स्ट्रेंजनेस इवेपोरेट बट ड्यू फ्रॉम डेंजरस स्किन, ब्लू ड्यू फ्रॉम, जैसे ड्यू है short lived. In this way I've seen my strangeness evaporate. मैं देखती हूँ कि वो जो strangeness मेरे अंदर start में आई थी, the start of the poem, when I was standing in front of that beekeeper barehanded and I wanted to be according to him or equal to him. Now that strangeness is going out of me just like dew. क्यों? Because now I'm again feeling myself equal to rest of the ordinary women. Will they hate me? क्या वो मुझे allow करेंगे अपने पास आने पे? क्या वो मुझे एक्सेप्ट करेंगे? विल दे हेट मी? क्या आप मुझसे नफरत करेंगी? These women who only scurry. So scurry means to make a fast movement from here to there. So that means के फौरन यहाँ से वहाँ जाना, और like not sticking to one place. These women who only scurry, whose news is open cherry and the open clover. So open cherry is like sexual connotation, like love making. So जिनकी बातें सिर्फ ये love making पे, जिसमें you need a male partner, and then open clover. Clover is a plant, उसका जो पौधा है, उसका जो पत्ता है, that is a sign of good luck. So they're all talking about good luck in love relations or sexual relations with male community. तो क्या मैं अपने आप को उनके साथ लेके शुमार करूं, या उन जैसी हो जाऊं, या उनके इक्वल हो जाऊं? Which she doesn't want, of course. It is almost over. Now this is gone. That feeling which came to me that I may be equal to those ordinary women, now it is gone. I am in control. So I am again in control. I am not again like diverting from my aim. Here is my honey machine. So this is my aim. The honey machine, the comb. I will work without thinking. So I will not think about any other thing. I will be talking or thinking about this thing, which is my aim. Opening in spring like industrious version. So in spring, like industrious version, so she is giving example of two things. Number one, bee, which is like an industrial version, and as soon as spring comes, bees, they start collecting honey or making honey. Or again, this is about an industrious version, a lady who's yet married and has productive capabilities, and she can be productive for the sake of kids. So वो बच्चों को जन्म दे सकती है. So in this way, same I am doing. To score the creaming crests. So score means to go and to clean, brighten, or like उनको ढूंढना, साफ करना. Crest वो जो उसका हनी का अंदर कॉम का अंदर वाला एरिया जो उसकी स्किन है बेसिकली, जिस क्रीमिंग जो है वो इसमें हमारे पास हनी है, तो जिसमें से हनी निकल रहा है. As the moon for its ivory powders. तो चांद जो कि अपनी उस श्वाओं से स्कोर्स द सीज, जो कि ब्राइटन करता है समुंदर को चांदनी रात में, व्हेन इट इज फुल मून, तो इट इज ऑल लिट, सारा व्हाइट हुआ होता है. A third person is watching, and now we are given a reference of a third person. So first it was the beekeeper, then it was the honeyman, like that Sylvia Plath herself, and then the third person. So third person kaun hai? So that is a person who is just told that there is someone else who is watching the dealing of Sylvia Plath with the person, with the beekeeper. He has nothing to do with the bee seller or me, or with me. Why is he looking at us when he has got nothing to do with the beekeeper or to me? तो वो क्यों देख रहा है मुझे, क्यों मॉनिटर कर रहा है? So here maybe the reference is given to the male community, rest of the people who are watching her reaching her aim, and maybe watching her out of, or inspecting her, or suspecting her, or investigating about her, or probing into the matter that why is she going near to her aim, or why is she working for women emancipation. Now he's gone. So now I see, first he was watching me, but he's gone in 8 great bounds. So it's very fast, it's moving. A great scapegoat. Scapegoat होता है जिसपे हम इल्जाम लगा देते हैं, जिसको बलि का बकरा बना देते हैं. So here, like scapegoat in a means कि अब जो मक्खियां हैं, they need someone to attack, so they are not attacking me, they are rather following that scapegoat जो हमें देख रहा था. But now he started moving in a rapid speed because those bees, they started following him. Here is his slipper, since he was running fast, तो ये उसका एक जूता इधर पड़ा है slipper, एक वहां पे पड़ा है. And here the square of white linen he wore instead of a hat, और एक white linen clothes जो उसने सर पे बांधा था वो भी नीचे गिर पड़ा है. He was sweet. Apparently he was looking sweet, but the sweat of his efforts of rain are tugging to the word to fruit. लेकिन जो उसका sweat था, पसीना था, वो एक बारिश लेके आया, और वो बारिश किस चीज की थी? Tugging the word to the fruit. So that is to make something hard, यानी in a way के mature कर देना, कि वो word को उसने एक fruit दिया. किस word की बात कर रहा है? Basically she wants to say कि ये it was the male community which eventually brought this time for females so that they can go and earn their fruit with their hard work, or that is emancipation. कि male community ने उन्हें इतना दबा दिया कि now they are bound or compelled to go out to buy for themselves their freedom. The bees found him out. So bees ने उसको जाने नहीं दिया, उन्होंने उसको देख लिया. Modeling onto his lips like lies. So जिस तरह झूठ होता है इंसान के होंठ पे, इस तरह मक्खियां चिपक गईं और उन्होंने उसके होंठों पे काटा. Complicating his features, उसके चेहरे को बिगाड़ दिया. They thought death was worth it. So bees को लगा कि death, it was worth dying. कि हम एक ऐसे इंसान को काटें जो कि हमें नुकसान दे रहा है, यानी औरतों को लग रहा है कि अब हम मर्दों का मुकाबला करें, मर भी जाएं तो खैर है, लेकिन मुकाबला करना बनता है. So we know कि bees जो है वो sting करने के बाद मर जाती है. So that is a kind of sacrifice they made for rest of the bees. So Sylvia in this way is trying to make a sacrifice for rest of the women so that they stand tall. But I have a self to recover, a queen. But I am waiting for the queen yet. She is not yet exposed. Is she dead? Is she sleeping? मर तो नहीं गई, सो तो नहीं रही. Where has she been? और इतना अरसा वो कहाँ पे रही? With her loin red body, her wings of glass, और उसके transparent किस्म के wings और उसकी red body जो कि apparently seems like a lioness जो कि आ रही हो. Now she's flying. Now, when in the end, when rest of the bees, they are going out, some are following the man, stinging him. And now comes the queen bee. Now she's flying, more terrible than she ever was. और अब वो इतनी terrible लग रही है कि जितनी आज से पहले कभी नहीं लगी. So she was believing the queen bee to be old, to be dead, or not to be inside, not to be inside the hive, but she was very much there, very much young, very much furious, and very much energetic. So red scar in the sky. So ये ऐसा लग रहा है कि जिस तरह एक रेड कॉमेट यानी एक रेड स्कार बन गया आसमान पे, जैसी वो उड़ी एक लाइन सी बन गई, जिसे जहाज के पीछे एक धुआं अक्सर छोड़ देता है वो एक्सेसिव पेट्रोल निकालने के लिए. Over the engine that killed her. So engine like basically उस वो जो हाइव है उसके ऊपर, क्योंकि उसके अंदर रहना एक डेथ के बराबर है, क्योंकि सिल्विया उसको मेटाफोरिकली डेड समझ रही थी. But she now goes out of that engine, goes out of that box. The mausoleum, the wax house. So mausoleum is like a tomb जिसमें wax house, wax honey को कह रही है वो. So mausoleum, that is like a building, एक large stately one, एक tomb वगैरह. So उसमें से वो निकल चुकी है, यानी उस कैद से वो निकल चुकी है, and now she's flying, she's moving, and she's moving all around. So this is a poem about women emancipation. Queen Bee is linked with Sylvia Plath herself and about with the women who want to get success, who want to get emancipated. That man who was watching over them was a man who was trying to look at what women are doing, or he was trying to intimidate her, trying to terrify her कि ये डर जाएं, जैसे मेल सोसाइटी women को डराती आई है. वैसे पता नहीं कहाँ डराती है. आई हैव नेवर सीन कि ख्वातीन मर्दों से डरी हो. वो दूर प्रिमिटिव इलाकों में होती होंगी, शहरों में तो खैर सिचुएशन घर घर की सबको पता है. Anyhow, so this was a poem about women emancipation जिसको सिल्विया प्लैथ ने बयान किया. Her excessive love with beehives, bees, ये सारा कुछ जो उसका personal experience था, she has narrated that through a poem in which she is comparing herself with bees and bee. और कई दफा वो रेस्ट ऑफ द वुमेन को आम बी से कंपेयर करती है और अपने आप को क्वीन बी से कंपेयर करती है. मेल जो तीसरा था उसको मेल सोसाइटी से कंपेयर करती है. बीज उसकी हेल्प करती है. इट मींस कि बीज कई यानी इस जिद्दोजहद में कुछ लोग मरेंगे तो कुछ हासिल होगा, यानी कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ ना कुछ हमें खोना पड़ता है. सो दैट इज बेसिकली द थीम ऑफ इट इन विच शी इज टॉकिंग अबाउट द इमेंसिपेशन ऑफ वुमेन.